Hi, my name is Justin. I'm the Cub Master of Pack 36 in St. Mary's, Ohio. Glad to have you back with another Webelos adventure. Tonight we're doing the Fix It adventure. So this adventure has a lot of requirements. Not all you have to do. There's a lot of optional requirements. So let's talk about it. What do you think Fix It means, Austin?
Fixing stuff.
Fixing stuff, that's right. We're going to build a toolkit for Austin. Some of his favorite tools. He's got his multi-purpose screwdriver there. You can have different heads. He's got his hammer and he's got his wrench. We're going to go around the house tonight. We're going to show you some stuff and we're going to go ahead and fix a few things. Now, I don't have a whole lot of things to fix, but my wife is rolling her eyes behind the camera just in case you didn't know. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of things that are on the list of things to do. Most of those are in good working order. But we'll go through some of them tonight. I'll show you how to do some of them, and I'll show you some instructional video on how to do a few others. Pick out some that you can do at home, and let's get this done. Alright guys, we're back. One of the requirements is put together a toolkit at home and properly show or demonstrate what 3 of the tools are and how to use them. So common tools in a toolbox: screwdrivers, either flathead or Phillips, or you may need some Torx or square bits at the house. Wrenches, either adjustable wrenches, pliers, maybe you have just a set of combination wrenches, hammers, maybe if you pound some nails in, some other tools you might want: tape measures, levels. There's a whole variety of different things you're able to use around the house. If you're doing plumbing, you're going to want to use a pipe wrench. Okay? So, Austin, what is your hammer for?
The hammer is for, so you need to put the nail in, and you can't screw it.
Okay, don't hit yourself in the head. Alright.
And then you hit the nail and it'll go into, that's what they have.
Alright, and you got a screwdriver. Is that a Phillips or a flathead?
Flathead.
It's a flathead. A Phillips has a cross shape, correct?
Yeah.
And there's different sizes. A lot of your common sizes are number 2s, but maybe for smaller screws, get something smaller like a number 3. And you grabbed an adjustable wrench for securing nuts and bolts. Maybe holding on the back while you're tightening up something from the front. Alright, and this is an adjustable one, so it can be used on lots of different sizes. So, put together your toolkit, and now we're gonna go ahead and move on to fixing a few things around the house. There's a lot of requirements in this that are optional. You just have to pick 8 out and do them. You can do the ones that we're going to do at home. We'll mention a few of the others. Grab mom or dad. They will be more than happy to have you go around the house and doing some repairs. Alright, let's begin. Hi guys. Alright, one of your first requirements is to locate the power supply in your house. It's either going to be a circuit panel or a fuse breaker. Pardon my mess. House is still under a little bit of construction, so I'm still installing new ones all the time. So this is a circuit panel, and it is full of circuit breakers. So on the outside of the house, this is where the power comes in. And there's a main breaker here that's going to turn your power on and off to everything below it. This is normally either 200 amps, 100 amps, or 60 amps, depending on how old your house is. Most newer houses all put in 200 amp panels. So each of these circuit breakers has a limit on it, number of amps, whether it's 20 amps, 15 amps, 50 amps, depending on what they're running. Your washers are going to take more. Your stoves, if you have an electric stove, furnaces, that kind of thing, require a lot more amperage. And how it works is, if you were in the bedroom here and you had too many things plugged in that exceeded 20 amps, that's more power than what that can withstand, is your circuit will trip and it will bolt back to the other side. And on these square deep ones, there'll be a orange indicator saying that that had tripped, and you would probably have to reset it by pushing it off, then back on. So Austin, demonstrate how to turn that back on. Very good. It's that simple. So these are circuits. If you live in an older home, or maybe you have a fuse panel installed where you actually have fuses that screw in, those are still used. You'll still find them in certain houses, and you may have to replace a fuse if it gets burned out. But that's circuit panel. Number one, when you're working around electricity, you always want to be careful. Make sure you're not standing in any water, depending on where it's located. You know, there's a lot of electricity here, so always be careful. Do it with mom or dad's help. Alright, next to the water supply. Alright guys, part of the requirement too is determine what sort of fuel is needed to heat your house. You know, with a furnace, you could have lots of different types. You could have an electric furnace, you could have a gas furnace, natural gas, propane gas, you could have baseboard heating, you could heat with wood. In this case, I have a geothermal furnace with an electric backup. It's high efficient, so it's a little bit more efficient in heating and cooling the house. Okay, so just determine where your furnace is, or your source of heat, what it takes to power your furnace, and also coming up later is how to change a furnace filter. So we're going to go ahead and do that while we're standing here. So somewhere on your furnace, normally in the return air duct, so the air goes out the furnace this way and distributed throughout the house, and it comes back down through a return air duct through here into the furnace where it's heated or cooled. Most people have an air conditioner outside with a heat pump, but this is actually my air conditioner also. So right here, if we take this cover off, is the furnace filter. And this is a large one. Not all furnaces have them that big, but this is a big unit. So you would take this out and put the new one in, just like that. Alright. Austin, you clamp the bottom back on. I'll clamp the top. Alright Austin, why don't you tell us how to fix a clogged toilet?
Okay, so the first thing you have to do is you have to shut off the water, which is right back there. And then you have to shut off the water. So you get the plunger and you stick it over the opening, and then you go up like this repeatedly a few times.
Making sure that it seals so that way the force pulls the clog out. What's interesting enough, you can do this on a kitchen drain also. If you have a double sink, you'd have to put a stopper in the other side though. Otherwise it'd just be pulling air from the other drain over. Alright guys, next find out where the water comes in your house at. Maybe if you live in the city, you're going to have city water coming in. There'll normally be a meter somewhere, and it'll be coming in maybe through a basement wall, depending on where it's at. So here, living in the country, we have a line that comes up to the floor here. This comes from our well. So we have a well pump out in our well that pumps the water. Austin, after it goes into comes out of the well, this is called a what?
Pressure tank.
Pressure tank, very good. And then you'll have a main shut off for your water, just in case something happens and you had to shut off the entire water of the house. That's right here on ours. We can shut that off. And that's your water supply. Easy ones that we can do is show how to properly change a light bulb. Now we don't have any burnout light bulbs in the house right now, but we do have these nice LED light bulbs that are not hot to the touch. So Austin, show us how to unscrew a light bulb.
So you grab it and you hold this so it doesn't twirl, so then you can do it, and then you just carefully twist it.
Okay.
Until it goes loose, and then it'll go out. Just keep twisting it until it comes out.
Alright. Now do you want to put it back in for us?
No.
Alright guys, Austin's going to be checking out a smoke alarm. If you have a smoke detector, you should replace the batteries in them every year. A lot of detectors, they'll let you know when the battery's getting low by beeping. So Austin, go ahead and slide the cover back. Right there, just give it a slide. Alright, that's where your battery will be found. Now we just replaced that battery, but you can take it out just by giving it a little pull down right there. Alright. And then you see there's a positive and negative. You gotta line them back up, put it right back in there.
I don't see positive.
There'll be a plus size for the positive. Now we shut the cover. See the light? And give it a push. Alright?
That's not.
That's how you change the battery in a smoke detector. Alright guys, another option something to fix at home. Maybe you have a knob on a drawer or a cupboard that's a little bit loose. So to tighten that, I'll hold the outside of it nice and secure, and Austin will take his screwdriver and tighten up that screw in there. There you go. And just snug it up nice and tight, and you can fix knobs that are loose. Alright, feels pretty secure. Very good, Austin. So another one of your requirements for Fix It, one of the optional items you could do is see if you have a rusty hinge on a cabinet or a door. These are all pretty new, so none of them are rusty. But what you would do is open it up, and the hinge part in here, where the cabinet actually moves and slides, or on a door, you may have to use a little bit of WD-40 or oil to stop it from greasing. Alright guys,
Clean the tires, I guess.
Austin's going to show us now how to check our tire pressure. Austin, what should our tire pressure be according to that tire?
It says 80.
Maximum of 80. Alright, what do we do?
Okay, so first we have to take this off.
Valve stem cover.
Yeah. And then we have to put this part onto this part. And we have to push it hard, so then this will come. And then it says 70. Is that 71 or 72?
About 72 it looks like.
Okay.
Alright. Now we'll move on to showing you how to check the oil. Alright Austin, let's go ahead and pop the hood. Find the latch, push it to the side. Feel it?
Yeah, but I can't get it. Oh.
There you go.
Whoops, pushing it to the wrong side.
Alright, what are we looking for?
A long thing with a yellow cap. I forget what it's called.
The
Dipstick.
dipstick.
Right.
Okay, we'll pull it out. What's the first thing we gotta do?
We have to wipe it.
Wipe it off. Get the oil off so we. Okay. Now what?
You put it back. Wait.
Okay. Push it all the way in.
There.
Now we do what?
We close
No, pull it back out.
Wait, no.
Now we do what? Pull it back out. And now we read the oil. And no, don't wipe it off. Look at the end. Look at the very bottom. And we see how much oil is on there. So let's hold it steady. I don't know if you can see that in the video or not. But there's dimples on there. And the oil has to be above that bottom line there. A lot of dipsticks will have marks that tell you add or full, but my camera won't focus that great on that one. So we have plenty of oil, so let's go ahead and put her back in. All right, close the hood. Very good. All right, guys, next thing's next. We're going to talk about toilets. Fun stuff, right? Yeah. So, what do we do if we have a toilet that's running? Well, we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. And don't mind my toilet. It is clean, it's just we have a lot of iron in our water, so it looks orangish. But, so you hear it running. Can you hear it running in the video? Well, it's running because it's full. There's two things you gotta look for when you have a running toilet. Is one, your flapper may not be shut, or two, water level may be too high and it's running over the overflow. And if you look here, I removed it a little bit so the water is just now going over the overflow. Different style floats are adjustable. This one is easily adjustable with a little screw piece right here to change the height that the float goes to prevent the water. They'll shut the water off before it gets to that level. The flapper, when we raise it here, if it's not going all the way down, maybe you need to shorten or lengthen your chain so that way it seals all the way. Or maybe, depending on what style flapper you have, you might need to make it shorter. Maybe the chain is hanging underneath and not allowing it to seal, allowing water to slip down. Maybe your flapper has just got a lot of mineral buildup and you need to take it off and clean it. And you can take these off and soak them in vinegar for about 30 minutes and scrub them off to get the deposits to come off so it'll seal properly. So, back to adjusting this. There's a little screw here and we can turn it and lower the, should use a Phillips head screwdriver here, and lower how deep it goes to change the setting that the float goes. The water will stop when the float reaches a certain height. Alright, and that is how you fix a running toilet. Any questions? Alright guys, so that's the Fix It Webelos elective. Like I said, there's a lot of different requirements. Look in your book. You could do the ones we did at home. Some other ones you could do is repairing a bicycle tire, lubricating the chain, adjusting a seat on a bicycle. You could wash a car, take an old piece of furniture and sand and stain, refinish it, replacing a floor or wall tile. There's lots of different examples in the book, lots of different things to do. So go around your house, see what you can do, take mom, dad, see what they want you to do. Pick out 8 different things to fix. They should be pretty simple, easy things to fix. Have fun with it, learn something. Did you learn anything?
Yeah.
And you didn't hit yourself in the head with a hammer, right?
I was about to.
He was about to. So have fun, be safe, safety first.
Goodbye.